Hey everyone, welcome back to Wicked, and today I'm going to do another Super 12s match review. So yesterday we had Australia versus Sri Lanka. We had Sri Lanka going to bat first. There wasn't much to say about that innings. It was quite a slow start from Sri Lanka. I guess they had quite a big of a boost towards the end. Asalanka played a really good knock at the end there. I think he got 38 not out. And each of the Aussies chipped in with a wicket, but still some concerns about their bowling. Pat Cummins was slaughtered at the death. I think he went for 20 off his last over, and he was overall expensive, and he has been for some time now. It's not a question mark many Australians I've seen talking about, really, that Pat Cummins is not that great of it. He's hands down like one of the best, if not the best test bowler in the world. But when it comes to 2020 cricket, he hasn't really got it all sorted out yet. Solely as a T20 bowler, he hasn't really done much. Ashton Agar came in and he bowled extremely well, honestly. I was surprised that he was very tidy with his figures. Sri Lanka ended up with 158. And then Australia came into bat, and there was a lot of talk of net run rate, how quickly Australia are going to try and track this down. Like, are they going to try and track it down 15, 16 overs? But I think they forgot one part of that equation, and that is Aaron Finch. Geez, I think I may have seen probably the worst T20 innings I've ever seen. Australia got 160 runs and Aaron Finch got 31 of them, and he was there the whole innings. Just take a minute to process that. I don't think he's middled a single one. Oh, he middled two actually. The two that went to the fielder, there was like in the beginning period, he played a pull shot and it was a drive. I think he middled those two. Other than that, geez, his inside edge was getting an absolute workover. He was just getting ripped apart by Kumara, by Thichana, by every single Sri Lankan bowler was ripping him apart. Sri Lanka did the smart thing and tactically kept dropping him as well to keep him out there. It was like he just couldn't get out. You could see by the end he was just trying to get out and he just couldn't. He was just inside halving, inside edging. Every time he hit it in the air, it just somehow went in the gap. And when he did hit it to a fielder, they dropped him. Good work on Sri Lanka for thinking about that as a strategy, though. I have to commend them on that. And if it weren't for an absolute blinder of a knock from Marcus Stoinis, Australia could well have, I don't know, struggled to chase that down. I think they still would have chased it down, but it would have got to maybe the 19th, 20th over. And yeah, I guess talking about the other batsmen, I think Finch's innings caused the dismissals of David Warner, Mitchell Marsh, Glenn Maxwell, because he just wasn't getting a move on. Every time the other batsman was hitting like 7 or 8 off one over, he would get like 2 off the next. You know how much pressure that puts on the other batsman? Like, they're like, okay, we have to go because he's struggling. In 2020 cricket, you can't both take your time. It doesn't work like that, even if you're a new batsman. Then we had Marcus Stoinis come in and get 59 of 18 balls. He got the fastest ever 50 for an Australian in T20 World Cups. Or I think just in T20s in general. He just went on a 6-hitting spree. He's like, I've had enough of this. I'm just going to hit sixes now. And I do have to mention, there was a bit of, I don't know if it's anger or if they're agitated, but the Aussies seemed angry, honestly, this game. Glenn Maxwell seemed angry. Stoinis seemed angry. Aaron Finch was clearly angry by how crappy he was batting. There was definitely a lot of emotion being shown. Stoinis was hitting the sixes and he was pumping the fist. He was making all these like really raged faces. Although, and that you can say he was really pumped, but you could see there was a bit of anger there from them. That I don't know if it's because of their first game performance how they got thumped and got a lot of backlash from the Australian community. I can tell you right now, I'm over here, so yeah, there was a lot of backlash after that first T20 game. Honestly, I liked that. I liked that ruthlessness that Australia did there. A bit of anger, a bit of old Australia, if that makes sense. The bench were all part of it too. Yeah, Mitch Marsh, Glenn Maxwell. I saw all the bench were really getting into it as well, twisting the towels up in the air. I like to see this from Australia. It shows that they're determined, that they really do care about this World Cup. They want to go far. And you just never know, they could do big things if the right team is picked always. And yeah, I don't know, the Finch conundrum, it's hard. They can't really, who's going to captain if he gets dropped? Cummins is not even a certainty in the side, I would say. Steve Smith's not even in the side. David Warner's leadership ban has not been uplifted. Who else are you going to go with? Are you going to go with Wade, Mitch Marsh, possibly? I don't think Aaron Finch will go in the middle of a World Cup. That would be controversy in itself. Even though everyone wants him to go, he's just going to have to stay and just swing, honestly. I see no other path for him. From every game now on, he should just, from ball one, he should just swing and try and get as many as he can before he gets out, and then just get out. If you're struggling, just get clean balled, whatever. Because you're weighing the team down. If Australia didn't have Marcus Stoinis play this innings, you just never know what could have happened this game. And imagine if Finch wasn't playing here, and we just had someone going at normal strike rate at the other side. Australia could have tracked this 160 down in 12, 13 overs, the way they were going. Let me know in the comments below what you think Australia should do with Aaron Finch. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.
Calm before